As a leader, you're looking for that perfect fit for something. And are you asking the right questions and are you offering the right things? So a lot of people will think, oh, it's all about the compensation. What kind of, someone will go for $1 extra down the street. That's just not the case. As an entrepreneur, as a leader, what are you providing? How are you inspiring someone to want to walk through your door, even to want to apply? Some of the job posting, that's one of the first things I'll say to someone, like, well, what are you offering? What are you putting out there? Right. Help wanted. Must have this, must have that. And it's like, would you want to work somewhere like that? So what's going to inspire someone to say, I want to learn more. I want to hear more about this location. There are a lot of good people out there.
I love that.
Yeah! Welcome to the Richie Huffman Podcast, where we discuss entrepreneurship, wealth creation, and getting the results that you've been looking for. Where we believe that hard work works. So let's get started. Hey guys, welcome back to the Richie Huffman Podcast. Today, I had the pleasure to sit down with Lisa Bricker, Chief Talent Officer here at the Huffman Family Brands. There's so many people out there talking about the lack of talent, and Lisa really breaks it down on this episode, how she goes about leading her team and attracting and retaining the best in the business. Lisa and I really broke it down on what she does and how she goes about it. Hope you enjoy the episode. Okay, guys, so I'm here with Lisa Bricker, Chief Talent Officer for the Huffman Family Brands. Hi, Lisa.
Hi.
Lisa, you've been here for a long, long time.
20 years.
20 years. Congratulations. 1,300 people that you are responsible for and helping them grow big, as we say here at the Huffman Family Brands. And you've really have developed that whole program. A lot of people we're talking to right now are talking about how hard it is to find good people. I truly believe we're, as we say, in a talent war right now. But what's your thoughts when people say, I can't find good people? Like there's no good people. It sounds like a dating service. Like there's no good ones left out there anymore.
All the good ones are taken.
All the good ones are taken. Thank you.
Right.
What's your thought? Is that true? Is all the good people gone?
Absolutely not. There's so many people out there, and I think one of the biggest things is the potential of the people out there, right? So many times, as a leader, you're looking for that perfect fit for something. And are you asking the right questions and are you offering the right things? So a lot of people will think, oh, it's all about the compensation. What kind of, someone will go for $1 extra down the street. That's just not the case. As an entrepreneur, as a leader, what are you providing? How are you inspiring someone to want to walk through your door, even to want to apply? Some of the job posting, that's one of the first things I'll say to someone, like, well, what are you offering? What are you putting out there? Right. Help wanted. Must have this, must have that. And it's like, would you want to work somewhere like that? So what's going to inspire someone to say, I want to learn more. I want to hear more about this location. There are a lot of good people out there.
I love that. So just in the way you're going about, not really what channel you're using to attract, whether it's Indeed or any of the other services, but the language that you're using in order to say to somebody, that looks like something that I would want to be a part of.
Absolutely. It's the language and it's the visuals. It's the proof, right? Putting a link of a video, of a testimonial of one of your current team members. Don't be the one telling the story. Let someone else tell the story. It comes with a lot of integrity behind that and a lot of validity, right? It brings that this must be true, this must be real. This is a real person giving this feedback about how it is to work in your company.
Wow. Why do you think most entrepreneurs or companies miss this?
I think it's easy to sit behind a desk and sort of write a job description, right? Or copy and paste a job description into a posting. It's something that you think, oh, this will do. This is fine. This will get me what I need. But when you really dig deep, people want to be inspired. People want to they want to be attached to the mission. It's not just about going to work every day and getting a paycheck.
Yeah.
And if those aren't the people that you're looking for, then that's not the kind of job posting you want to have. So it really starts with that. And it's first, as the entrepreneur, knowing what that is.
That's what I was going to say. What if you don't know?
What if you don't know?
Right, exactly.
So before you can hire, you need to check yourself first. What's important to me? What values do I have and does my company have here? What's going to inspire a team around me. What kind of team do I need to build, but what kind of environment do I want to build for first?
Wow.
So it's the mission, the vision, the values. Those are not just words on a wall.
And that is a great way, and you just said it, right? That's what most people say, like most of their vision or mission just reside on the wall, and they don't really know how to bring it alive, bring that vision, mission, and which ultimately turns into culture into an organization. So talk to us a little bit with all your expertise and what you've seen here inside the Huffman Family Brands as far as how you've been able to do that.
I think it's about, obviously at Huffman Family Brands, the mission, the vision, the values were already created. So it was easy to sit back and say, okay, how can we collaborate with our leaders, our operational leaders, to figure out what are the skills needed of the people coming in. We already know the mindset that we're looking for. We know what we're looking for people to be inspired to come in. But what kind of skills, behaviors, abilities, knowledge do people need coming in? And that is not a one-size-fits-all model. It needs to be very specific to the positions that we're looking to hire. And if you put those skills out there, you're able to interview to those specific skills and behaviors that you're looking for. And I think that's what Celebree has done so well, is collaborated with each leader within this company to understand, okay, this position you're looking to fill, it's not just a position you're looking to fill. We're looking to fill a need of the company to meet our goals. And what skills are needed to meet those goals.
Okay.
And so I think that we've done a great job creating that framework to hire the right people to meet those goals.
I love that. But so for those that are listening, let's try to unpack that a little bit more, right? So what I'm hearing from you is, first of all, you have to know exactly what type of person you're looking for, right? Will they meet? Do they have the characteristics, I guess, of the mission, the vision, and our beliefs? But what? Let's go beyond next step of that. Like I'm an entrepreneur. I own my own company. I sat down with maybe myself and talked about, what do I want this company to look like? What's our mission? What's our vision? What's next?
Identifying the positions that obviously you're going to need to be successful to get you to your organizational goals, and then what's characteristics and skills of the person you're looking for, the behaviors that you're looking for with that person.
Give me some
good
good
examples. So it's creating the competencies, really. So when you're looking at something, and this is so important, I think a lot of places don't understand, it's really important to do it with the lowest level of the position you're bringing in. Those are the people that you're going to grow within your company. So it's not just the COO or the director of operations that you're bringing into a company that you need competencies for, right? You need the people the aide coming in. Do they have the abilities and the skills you're looking for in that role? And then you're able to identify how you're going to grow them into their next role.
Okay.
So I think that it's important to start with every position in your company to have the competencies, which are the skills, the abilities, the behaviors that are needed to be successful.
So that starts with the post, right? How are you attracting through Indeed or whatever method you're using? And then it finds itself inside of the interview process. Right?
Absolutely. You're taking those competencies, and what we've done here and what an entrepreneur needs to do is figure out, what questions do I need to ask to find out if these skills are within this individual. And it's a lot of behavioral questions, right? Tell me about a time that you coached someone to the next level of a next position, that you took someone from a position where they were just coming in at a lower level and identified potential in them to grow them into a next role.
And you would ask that question
Absolutely.
because I know the competency that you're referring to is coach and develop. So you have to have the ability or the willingness to want to coach and develop others. And then you could start drilling down on other questions about, tell me of a time, right? Give me examples of how you've met that competency in the past.
And what that allows for leaders to do is to take all that subjectivity. Interviews can be so subjective, like, oh, I like this person.
Right.
This person is, and guess who you like? You usually like people that are like you.
Right.
So if you want to have that diversity and those different abilities in your workforce, you need to ask questions that are going to give you objective answers.
Right.
That you can see they really have the skill
Right.
set. It's not just a, well, you're like me, so I like you.
Right. You know, I used to hate that comment, right? Oh, I like them. But
Yeah.
I do think it's a validation of the culture.
100%.
Right? Because there is value in that statement of I like them, which
Absolutely.
really what they're saying is I believe they'd be a good culture fit.
Correct.
But you're really speaking about, but maybe but do they have the skills that are necessary for this position?
Right. And what a framework like that also does is allows you to say, okay, this person might not have the skill set for this position. However, they are a culture fit. What skill set do they have? And is there a position that needs those skill set? So for instance, you might be looking at someone that has applied for a management role, and you're not quite seeing that coach and develop, and you're not quite seeing that team build and inspire or engage and inspire. But you do see something in them where you consider, okay, maybe we can bring them in as a teacher or as a different position within your company and then grow them and tell them that. So you know what?
Yeah.
I would love for you to be a part of this culture. I believe that you belong with our team. However, I want to start you in this role and put you in a path to get to this next role.
Yep. How would I go about discovering what those competencies would be, right? So if I'm tracking with you, right? First of all, I have to sit down with my team and discover the vision, the mission, the purpose, so I can look for people that are willing to be a part of that, right? Be a part of that vision and be a part of this mission that we're offering here at this company. But how would I go about discovering the competencies?
Well, I think it's a matter of best practices. Success always leaves clues, right? So the individuals who are successful in this type of role, how do they behave? What kind of skills do they bring to the table? If you don't have someone to look at already, it's utilizing a network around you, right? There are a ton of resources out there, a lot of books that will also give you insight into what are the different competencies that I could choose from around operations or around financial acumen and all. There's a lot of different frameworks already built that you can then pick and choose depending upon what you need. But I prefer the best way is to see where the success lies and then figuring out that top performer profile. Here's the skills and
Your
behaviors
rock star
that we
employees.
need. Exactly.
Yeah, because there is a common thread there.
There's
Definitely common competencies in the rock star team members.
No doubt.
That's very cool.
Yeah.
Okay, so we're tracking competencies. I'm interviewing. I make this offer. Kind of, what else can you do to really attract and get somebody to get on your team?
I think with like you said with the war on talent, from the very beginning, kind of going back to the job posting, right? It's about when they apply, what is the interaction and the communication that you have with them after that? Is it 5 days go by and you haven't reached out to them yet?
That's a good
or
point.
is it is it an exceptional experience, right? How, when you call them, are you excited to be speaking to them?
Such a good
and
point.
it's the environment that right from the bat they're getting that first impression from you. So I think it's the screening process. I think it's when they come in for the interview that you have visuals to show, hey, you know what? We said we grow people big. Here's what I meant by that. And it's following up on whatever your mission, vision, values are, following up on that in the interview and getting them excited. They're choosing you just as much as you're choosing them. And then after upholding that promise. So let's say you've made the offer, they accept. It's taking the competencies that you know are important. It's taking the commitments that you've already made around your mission, vision, values, and building intentional time with them throughout their employment journey to make sure you're following up with them on, hey, here was the commitment of growth that I promised you. So we're going to sit down and we're going to do a 90-day review, and I'm going to talk to you about here's how the interview questions, how I rated you on our competencies. And here's what I'm seeing after 90 days. And here's what's amazing, and here's the opportunities that we have that I'm going to give you some training on or some growth opportunities on. So it's upholding the commitment that you made and then having the performance management tools throughout their entire journey of how we continue to reinforce those competencies.
It sounds like a lot of work.
It is a lot of work, and it's totally worth it. Because you know what's more work? Not upholding it and having to go out and find a whole new person, right? And go through the whole process again.
Yeah. I just think most companies and entrepreneurs, I just think they're lazy. I think they're not lazy in their work ethic. They're just lazy in their willingness to really develop a culture which ultimately, attracts great people.
Yeah, I think it's more of a misunderstanding of what the ROI is going to be, right? You think, I need to spend my time over in operations to get the income and the revenue that
More
I
customers.
need. Right. It's all over here, right? But it's when you get those customers, who is serving those customers?
That's true.
You can do nothing without the right talent and the right people.
Yeah.
So 50% of your time should be on developing, hiring, and retaining the right people. One of the things I really want to make sure people know to do is exit interviews are too late. When ask people why they stay with you. Why are you still here? What about this company makes you want to stay? And then you do more of that.
You talking about surveys during their employment time?
It can be surveys during their employment time. We always make sure we do them at 1 year. But doing it when you sit down and have a 6-month review with them, or when you have the 90-day. Hey, in the last 90 days, what's been your favorite thing about working here? Why do you choose to stay here? And hearing more of that is what you should do more of, instead of saying when they're about to leave, why did you choose to leave?
Yeah. And that, without doing what we're talking about right now, without investing in your team, there's no way that an organization can scale.
Absolutely not. Absolutely not. These types of tools give it consistency, give quality standards consistency. And we always say clarity is kind, right? So understanding what I need to do to build talent within my organization to be able to grow new locations and be able to take the assistant manager or the assistant leader from one location and take them and have them be your leader in your next location. That is how you build culture immediately into your second, third, fourth location as you scale a business.
There's no other way to do it.
There's no other way to do it.
I got a question for you. What, kind of off script here a little bit, so what's the best part of your position?
I love seeing someone who is possibly struggling in the role that they're in, identifying which area is the struggle, right? And this can be, our franchise partners identifying where they're having their issues and giving them specific resources to help them improve upon that one area, and then to see all of a sudden there's this change. And that starts with a mindset. So it's having conversations with our partners and understanding what's your mindset. Like you said, one of the biggest things is, recruit, hire, and staff is our competency around hiring, right? And so a lot of people say this war on talent, it's very difficult. And it's, what's your mindset? If you're bringing someone into your company as an entrepreneur that you believe is going to be here for 6 months, or you believe is going to be here for a year, you're going to treat them that way. So for me, the best part of my job, and it's kind of, I want to go a ton of different ways because I love the job that I do, it's creating the resources that I know are going to help someone become successful and help them to grow others to reach their potential. It's because it's what the company has done for me, and I love to see others evolve that way.
I was just thinking, when you said create the resources in order to make this happen, like an entrepreneur or CEO doesn't have to feel as if they need to do this themselves.
Absolutely.
So whether you're, a 3-person company or a 30 or 300, I would recommend that everybody hires themselves a Lisa Bricker. Seriously, right? So because most entrepreneurs don't know how to do it, they won't really find enjoyment in it. Their eyes, as you mentioned earlier, is grow revenue, work on the strategic plan, execute on the strategy of the strategic plan, and now just was like, hire yourself a Lisa Bricker that can really invest in doing exactly what we're talking about and make that their full-time job or part-time job, depending on the size of the organization. But I just had an aha moment there for a second. It was like most entrepreneurs are going to listen to what we're saying. They're going to say, yes, they're all great ideas. Yes, I know that's what I should be doing, but I am doing these other things. So
100%.
And I think that's cool. You should be doing those other things. But I would go and hire someone for this position to make sure that they can implement these ideas that we're talking about. Because without executing on what we're talking about and attracting the right talent and having competencies and breathing into those competencies, sharing them and holding people accountable to them, which are really enjoyable when you're executing in those cool, fun competencies, you're going to keep, you're going to continue on this hamster wheel.
Absolutely.
That I'm sure most entrepreneurs feel like they're on.
There are a lot of people out there that have the same passion that I have, that have the competencies to come into an entrepreneur's company, as long as they're aligned with the mission and vision and values, and be able to sit down and create these resources for you as an entrepreneur.
Yeah, I mean, the day that we discovered or found ourselves with the mantra of we grow people big and small, and really started investing in that through all of the folks that work here at the Huffman Family Brands, it's been a game changer, and it's allowed us to scale to where we're at today.
Every business is a people business.
Totally. Well, Lisa, again, I thank you for your total commitment here, and just thank you for all you're doing for every one of our team members here at Huffman Family Brands.
Thanks for having me.
You're welcome.
All right, guys, thank you so much for tuning into this episode of the podcast. Don't forget to follow me on LinkedIn or Instagram at Richie Huffman Celebree and TikTok at Richie Huffman01. We've got more great episodes lined up for you, so check back with us soon. Until then, remember, hard work works.